We live in a world right now, there is so much divide. So having the understanding and awareness is the first step. Our guest, Victoria Weber, will share with us her experience being biracial and her diverse experiences and how she became more accepting of the differences in the world.
So I think now I'm in a space where I'm just coming to accept my uniqueness,
That's
that like
amazing.
I have to create my own space in this world. And so I think that that's what I'm like really navigating right now. And I want to, you know, when I meet with people and connect with people, I try to give off that sort of like accepting energy of like, I'm very all inclusive because, and I love to connect with people from all like socioeconomic backgrounds. And like, I've been to over 30 countries. I've been to like exposed to a lot of different cultures. And so I just tend to be more open, I feel like, to differences and sort
Yeah.
of edges than what I've experienced in my life. And so maybe my experience growing up of like not feeling like I fit in um you know contributes to that element of like acceptance and openness to other people.
That is so amazing because I think there's such a parallel too. I think it's also a superpower to be able to kind of be exposed to so many different philosophies, like the West and the East growing up,
Yeah,
and even, genetically as well, and pick and choose what's best for you, right? Like we don't have to conform to this one set of ideals, which is put on us by society. How can we just use our unique talents to our advantage and help people? I think in your case you can pretty much relate to everybody because like you have the genes and you have the experiences that people can come to
yeah,
you and feel heard and seen, I guess, in a way, because not as much as like, of course, like we try not to separate different groups, but we still kind of gravitate towards people that we're familiar with, right?
yes,
Who has similar upbringings and similar values. So
yeah,
being that representation really helps a lot and will inspire
yeah,
our audience for sure.
thank you.
Yeah. And I mean, just not being like a mixed Asian, but just being an immigrant or first generation in North America or overseas kind of have the same issue as well, because we're are brought up our parents who come from the East that hold their values versus kind of being taught in this Western society with an individualistic point of view versus the collective
Yeah,
society that we came from. It's just, again, that struggle and then conflict that we all share. It's definitely really relevant right now to everybody that's watching. We also talk about how companies can do better in terms of helping those with social inequality.
like I think that it's important that more companies with money like have
Mm-hmm.
an understanding that they have um a real ability to make an impact, like this idea of conscious capitalism. And so
Yeah.
how can companies have a specific sector where they can donate pro bono time, pro bono
Hmm.
money,
Yeah.
services to third world areas or areas that potentially need more support or have civil rights and like civil rights issues like the Southeast
Mm-hmm.
Asia. There's a lot of civil rights infringements there. Like this whole
Mm-hmm.
case that we did the video for um was a
Yeah.
massive social right, like civil rights infringement. Like this woman's basic civil rights
Yes.
was not taken care of. She can't testify at her own trial,
Yeah.
which is illegal.
That's
You know,
right.
you
Yeah.
and even though that the traffickers like expressed and confessed that like they wrongfully convinced her to travel, like she's still being held. In the Philippine, and she's a Filipino citizen, and the Filipino country is like, oh, it's not our responsibility, and so she's in Indonesia by herself on death row, just like sort of like,
Wow.
in this like limbo phase and like awaiting death,
Wow.
you know?
Yeah.
So I would love to see more of my company becoming a global platform. And so
Mm.
whether that becomes more podcasting and connecting with and doing exactly what you're doing, sort of like
Mhm.
reaching out and connecting with people who um who are sort of have along those same lines and same vein of wanting to impact society on a really big level.
Thank you so much for watching, and make sure you subscribe to the channel for more talks on what it means to be an unconventional Asian. What other ways do you think we can do better in terms of helping the world heal? Comment in the comment section below. Until next time, dare to be authentic. Join our community at Unconventional Asians on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube to hear more.